welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgia. I hope you're well. Welcome to episode 2 of reading new releases. Now I do want to make this a proper series. I'm still trying to decide on like a good name for this series. I have done part 1 to this already where I read Fearless, which was my most anticipated read for 2025, but now I'm moving on to this here book. So I'm going to read Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I've got a feeling this was actually released a lot earlier in 2025. It's just been a bit like late to join in the hype, and I don't know if it's been republished maybe. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but this is today's mission. I'm going to get cozy in my reading chair and we are going to read this book together. I have heard such amazing things. I haven't looked at many plot points, but I've just heard like that people are really enjoying the vibe. So I think it's sort of like an enemies to lovers romance, but there is also this mystery throughout. I will read you the back and then we are literally just going to sit and read this book, and I will give you thoughts and feelings as I go through this. So I'll probably give you some like out of context quotes like I did for Fearless, but I'll try not to give you any spoilers. But this is the synopsis for this book. He'd burned down the world for her, but she plans to burn his to the ground. Ophelia Winters wants revenge. Isolated in the Scottish Highlands, Sorrow Song University only welcomes students from the most powerful families. Ophelia doesn't belong, but a rare scholarship grants her the perfect opportunity to investigate the accidental death of her parents near the castle grounds. Things get off to a rocky start when she runs afoul of a mysterious Alex Corbeau-Green, son of her prime suspect. As far as she's concerned, he's just a younger version of his billionaire father, a monster hiding beneath a beautiful facade. When an unknown tormentor begins to stalk Ophelia, she realises she may not be able to survive Sorrow Song on her own. Alex becomes her unexpected ally, and her alibi for murder. But as she starts falling for the soft heart that hides beneath his hard exterior, her hunger for revenge wavers for the first time. Can she really bring herself to destroy everything he's ever known? So it just says on the bottom, mystery, murder, revenge, welcome to Sorrow Song University. So I'm really excited for this. I've heard so many good things. One of my good friends, Faye, read this recently and was obsessed with it. She's like, you need to read it ASAP. It is on my July TBR. So today's job, get as much of this read as humanly possible. I am so excited. That sounds like such a good time. I used to only read like mystery thrillers and stuff, so I feel like it's going to give me that little bit of that I've been missing recently, while still giving me a good little enemies to lovers romance. I am so excited. Let's just jump straight in. I cannot wait. I want to like guess at what I'm going to rate this at the end. So I have been reading a lot of books 4 stars recently, but I've been seeing a lot of hype. So I'm going to guess that I will rate this 4.5. Let's read it. Let's find out. Let's get into this book. So I have officially started reading this book. I am on the first chapter still. There was like a prologue that sets the scene, sets the mystery, is from the murderer's perspective, and it just says anonymous at the top, so you don't know who that is. And now we're just getting to the point where our main character Ophelia is just attending the university and just sort of setting the scene at the moment. I am intrigued, I must admit. It's in first person perspective, which I always really like. I am just going to have a quick nosy to see if we get dual POV or if it's all just Ophelia, because I do like a dual POV. We have dual POV first person perspective, which is my perfect setup. That's what I like when I'm reading books. I like that dual narrative. It's all looking to be good. We're reading, we're going. So I will come back to you when I have things to report. Also, I get a lot of questions for like what I listen to while I'm reading, and usually on iPhone there's this like background noise section. On there they have like different sounds. Now I usually use the rain one, so I usually have it in my headphones, not on speaker, so it usually sounds a little bit better in the headphones. And it literally just sounds like this. So I usually have mine between the fire and the rain one, but equally, like, it depends on the vibe of the book as well. But I do like to have something on, because if not, I just sit here and my brain wanders a little bit more, or like, if there's a noise, I'm like taken out of my book to be like, what was that? What's happening? I do usually have those noises on for those of you that have been asking. For now, I'm just going to keep reading. Okay, I'm gonna like this character already. I'm really enjoying her way of like describing things, and I'm only technically on page 3, not including the epilogue. So it just says, "What do you think you're doing? Are you trying to get killed?" And she's like, "Am I? Maybe I am. I can't deny that my efforts to cross train lines and get crumpets out of the toaster haven't been increasingly sloppy lately." And it just makes me chuckle. I'm liking her. I'm liking her a lot. Do we tab? I might tab. Let's get some tabs. I've got all these tabs here, but there is only 20 of each tab. So I think what I'm going to do is pick like one colour for her chapters and one colour for his, maybe, and do it that way. So these are the tones on the book. Ooh, there's some good sort of matching tones, matching colour palette, isn't it? Okay, it's going to be very subtle, but maybe we use these two, just because it's kind of like the two tones on the back of the book, and have one for his chapters and one for hers, and just take it like that. I'm going to do that. I usually do just end up tabbing quotes that I really like. They're usually sort of sarcastic ones. So that's my thought process. Yeah, I'm going to use the pink and the purple in the middle of this. Yeah, she can be the pinky one and he can be the purpley one. So that is my first tab on page 3. Continuing on. Okay, so I'm like less than 20 pages in, and I've just been really like thrown out of the book. Now, I know it's not a fantasy book. It's just like a mystery romance book, right? But they've just mentioned Instagram and it's just really thrown me off. I don't know. I feel like I just read so many university style, like, obviously I read like Zodiac Academy and they have like Faybook and things like that on there, but I don't know, I think just the mention of Instagram's just kind of really taken me out of it. It's not the end of the world, I'm gonna keep reading. It's just, for some reason I wasn't expecting it. I feel like my brain is just automatically going to like university fantasy world rather than like a current day. I don't know, I feel like in my head we were just a lot longer ago than we are. I'm still really enjoying it though. I really do like Autumn Woods Writing. This is the first book I've ever read by this author and her descriptions of things are incredible. Like, you really can, she really does paint a picture. You can really imagine what it looks like, and I'm not somebody that can usually imagine things well either. Like when I'm reading something, because of my dyslexia, I think I just can't use the words to paint a picture a lot of the time, whereas I can with this, which I'm really enjoying. And I have also just noticed on the front of this book that it says Sorrow Song University Book 1. Is this going to be a series? I'm intrigued. I'm finding myself getting quite easily distracted today, so I don't think we're going to get as much read as I had originally hoped. So I think I'm going to be here a while trying to get this book read, especially today. I just can't seem to focus. We're going to keep reading. We're going to keep giving it a go, and hopefully once it gets a bit further in and things start happening, I'll be a bit more invested. The modern aspect of it just keeps throwing me off a little bit. I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep reading. Okay, I've just stopped to have some dinner, but I am currently up to chapter 6, which is page 60. It's taken me a while to read this one, but I am really enjoying it. We've had a lot of interaction between our two main characters, so Ophelia and Alex. They've got this like need to hate each other. There's a lot of like implications. Does it say it on the back? Can I talk about it? So Ophelia's parents died near the school, which is why she's attending to try and figure out who killed her parents. Now, her main suspect is Alex's dad, because of like a piece of evidence that was at the scene when they had their car accident. Ophelia is determined to hate him, like she can't get close, but they've already had like these few little moments before she knew who he was. So they've shared this moment and she's now like, well, I can't go near him, can't like him, leave me alone, don't talk to me, sort of situation. So now Alex has got all like mad about it and he's like, well, I don't want to talk to her anyway, like, and now he's just trying to like avoid her, and we've got this awkward like thing of they want to hate each other, but they've both got that sort of like curiosity about the other. So I love the banter and like, not even the banter, but like the sarcasm that this author writes. Like, I just love those little sarcastic lines. They proper make me chuckle. So I am really enjoying this one. Like I say, I am only 6 chapters in, making very slow progress. I've decided to add in a third colour. So I'm now going to do Ophelia chapters, Alex chapters, and then sort of just like information, because there's quite a lot of different parts in this book. So like they've gone to this university, and in that university there's like 4 houses, and I didn't know if that was going to be important as to what each one meant. So I've highlighted the page that sort of explains it. Each sort of house has a vibe, I guess a little bit like the Harry Potter stuff, or like Divergent and that sort of thing. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it as well. It's not really come up very much yet, but there is sort of like a recommended place for everybody. We've met some characters and she's making a lot of enemies really quickly at this school without even doing anything, so I do feel for her. But I am really enjoying it, so I'm gonna get back to reading. on chapter 12 of this book. Now, this isn't really what I expected it to be, but I'm really enjoying it. It's still giving me like that fantasy vibe, but it's not a fantasy book. Like, there's no fantasy elements in it at all. It's just got that vibe about it. I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. The mystery element of this book is a lot of fun. Like, I actually don't know what's going on. I don't know who the stalker is. It's pointing you in all these different directions, and it's really interesting. Again, I'm not ruining anything because it does say it on the back, but we've now got to the point where they are unsuspected allies for a murder. How that was set up was so clever and so interesting. I really enjoyed that element. We still haven't had any like real romance, and I'm starting to wonder if this is a romance book, because like it sets it up to be. Obviously we're still only probably just over a third of the way in. I can see where that's sort of like the direction that that's going in. Especially now that they're allies, I'm going to assume they're going to have to spend a lot more time together and things. The whole stalker element is really interesting. Obviously the murder and the mystery around that is really interesting. I am hooked in this book. I am really enjoying it. I am just also a very slow reader. So it is currently 3:15. I did stop and have some dinner, and I did also stop and call my mum. I was on FaceTime to mum for a little bit. But I have been reading this quite a few hours now, and I'm still, like I said, only about a third. So I'm on page 135 at the moment, and I think there was 378 pages, so I'm just over a third of the way there. I am enjoying it. It's not quite what I expected. Still having really good fun either way, so intrigued to see how this all goes down, to be honest, because it's very mysterious. Continuing on. So I'm on chapter 16 of this book, and I think that's going to be all I get read for today. So I'm about halfway. I'm really enjoying it so far. I really am. Again, I don't feel like I really have much to update you on. There's been a lot of discovery, the sort of mystery regarding her parents' death. She has a theory on who the stalker is, but I'm not convinced. So they're putting together some of these pieces like bit by bit. It is really interesting. Like I said, I am really enjoying the mystery side of it. We keep having like little moments of the romance, but nothing too big. But you can see like her thoughts sort of changing a little bit, and then her having to fight it back off. I think she's starting to realise that he's not like his dad. She's seen little glimpses into his life, and like debating whether she's really willing to like mess it all up for him and stuff. So we are definitely seeing that sort of shift in their relationship. It is a little bit slow, I think. I don't know if I'm just kind of like, my brain can't really separate the mystery part and the romance part. So obviously both being together, you've kind of got two separate stories running at the same time, if that makes any sense. So I do feel like it's feeling quite long, but like I said very early on in this video, like my concentration today just isn't there. But yes, I don't know. I do think this is more a me problem than a problem with the book. I think it's just my concentration and my inability to just not pick up my phone. I don't think she likes me just like talking to myself. I think it confuses her, because she always comes in to be like, what are you doing, are you okay? I am really enjoying it. Like I say, I'm about halfway. I'm going to be putting my book down now and going out to some family, so we'll pick this up when we can. We'll probably do a little bit over the weekend. So yeah, that is my update for today. 16 chapters down, halfway through. Really enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying the writing style. It is just reading slowly. Okay, so it's now Sunday, so we're a few days later, and I have been reading this book a little bit off camera as well. So I'm now on page 286. So I've got 100 pages left, and a lot's happened since I last sort of checked in with you guys. The whole stalker situation's got a lot more intense, a lot more like risky and high stakes. And before, when I was complaining that this weren't really very romancy, we have now really got to the like romance part of this, and there's been a lot of change in their dynamic and in their relationship, which I've really enjoyed. I know I've said it a few times, but this book to me just screamed romance. Like even just the quotes on the front, like this just screamed romance to me. So then when you got to the first like 60% and there was just no romance whatsoever, it was a bit like, oh, okay. But now that we're getting into that romance a little bit more, I am enjoying it a lot more as well. So like I say, I'm down to like the last 100 pages, so I'm on chapter 22. I feel like everything's going to start kicking off from this point, which I'm really looking forward to. So I have 100 pages to go, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they sort of like wrap all this up. I can see a bit of a team up happening between our two main characters. They are both going for a similar end goal, so I'm intrigued to see if I'm right on that one. Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot more now that we've got that romance element. We've got a bit of like a caretaker situation going on as well. I am enjoying it a lot more now that the romance is in there. I think if I'd have gone in not expecting romance, I'd have loved this the whole way through, and I have enjoyed it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I have really liked it. It's literally glorious weather in the UK today. It's like not even 11 o'clock yet and it's 21 degrees. So me and James are going to go and sit in the park. We're both going to take our books. He's been audioing Reckless, so I think he's going to read some of that with me whilst I finish this book. and we're going to get a little picnic, and we're just going to spend the afternoon sat in the park with our books, which is going to be really, really nice. But I will probably be back when I get home from the park having finished this book. So 100 pages, I've got a feeling it's going to be all the drama, and I will have a lot to update you on when we get back. But I'm going to go for my little picnic in the park with my partner, so I will see you when I get home. Okay, so I've just gotten back from the park and I have finished Nightshade. Now, this book has been a bit of a journey, shall we say. All the way through I have enjoyed it. I've just had mixed feelings on it. So it wasn't what I expected. I was expecting this sort of like romance from like the go, and quite honestly you don't get that. So like for the first 60% of this book, it is all just mystery, and like there's all this weirdness going on and she's just trying to get some answers. From like the 60% mark, all of a sudden we get this really big romance, and it does feel like a very sudden shift. From like the back end of that, it then carries on with the mystery as well. I've really enjoyed this. I think it has lost some of its rating due to me going in with expectations, but like I said, I have really still enjoyed this book anyway. I do recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. So like for me, I started my reading journey only reading mystery thrillers, and then it kind of went to like romance and then like fantasy, and now it's kind of dropped off on the mystery thrillers and just stuck as those two. So like this is a really good mystery thriller, but with that romance throughout it as well. So I really, really enjoyed this one. It went back to my roots a little bit, but we still have that really good romance. The last 100 pages, as predicted, kicked off. Everything was going on. We had a very big development in the mystery. Like we find out who the stalker is, and it all kicks off from there. And their relationship gets tested a lot in that last 100 pages. It does end on a cliffhanger, so it doesn't actually all get wrapped up in this one. Now, obviously this was originally published in, I want to say January. So I'm hoping that means we're not going to have to wait too long for book 2, because I need to know. I need some answers. There's been a big thing at the end and we don't know who's happened. We don't know what's going on, and it's intense. It is intense. So I'm really excited to get book 2 of this book and to figure out what sort of happens. All in all, I really enjoyed this book. I really enjoy the writing. I really enjoy like how descriptive it all is. You can really imagine yourself in these situations and in these rooms and these places. I like the sarcasm and the way that the characters sort of interact with each other. I think that was really fun. A lot of the pages that I've tabbed are actually just like sarcastic little quotes. One thing I have struggled with but also really enjoyed is how current this book is. Like for example, there's a few quotes that like, it includes Club Penguin, which is something I grew up on, which made me giggle. And like they keep talking about Instagram and Tinder, and like I didn't go in expecting it to be like a book based now. I've really enjoyed that, but has also confused me at times. But as I've kind of got used to it, I've then found the quotes and things to be really funny because I actually expect it to be more current. So I have really enjoyed that all in all, and I am very glad I read this book. Do you know what? I don't think it's going to be the 4.5 that I predicted. I'm thinking maybe a 4, which I do feel like is a bit like my default setting. If you'd have asked me at the halfway point, I'd have probably rated it a lot lower, but the second half of the book was a lot better and more exciting and more romance, which is what I'd gone in expecting, so I think that did help. But I have really enjoyed this. So I think I'm going to rate this a 4-star all in all. I do definitely recommend it, and I've really enjoyed reading this new release. It isn't spicy either. It's all like you're not actually involved in a lot of the scenes. It kind of starts it up and then we jump to after. So if you're not into like really spicy books, you can probably read this one just fine. There are spicy things happening, but you're not actually part of it, if that makes sense. It's more like closed door. I really, really enjoyed this. It's very emotional, very twisted, very interconnected, and I really, really enjoyed it. 4 stars from me. So that's everything for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And as always, my social media, my Amazon, my Goodreads, and my business email are all in the description bar below. Can we see this? We have a visitor. Let me know if you've read this book and what you thought of it if you have, and also if there's any more new releases coming up that you think I'll like, because I do want to do this as a bit of a series. Like I say, I'm still trying to think of a good name for it. For the time being, it's just going to be reading new releases. So if you think of any good names, do definitely let me know in the comments below, alright? Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys are well. Take care. Bye.